Hi, I was asking about. Uh, can you please tell me about? Very irritating, right? Guys, there are a lot of situations in life when we're asking questions. When we ask questions, there's a question or questions. There are a lot of hesitations that we have. Hesitations about, am I asking the correct question? Or for that matter, am I using correct grammar as I'm asking the question? Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to today's session. This session is all about making sure that you do not hesitate as you ask questions. So, we're going to be looking at smart phrases to avoid hesitation while you're asking questions. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get started without further ado. The first phrase that you can use to make sure that you do not hesitate as you speak English is, I was wondering to check. As you can see, it is one of the smart, not just smartest, but also advanced phrases that we can make use of when we ask questions. Let's see how we can put that in a sentence. I was wondering to check if it's safe to travel during night. A lot of times in many cities, if there's a lockdown, let's say, or you're at a shady place, a shady city, that means something that is not safe, you would choose to ask people, and you want to sound confident and you don't want to hesitate as well. In that situation, you can say, I was wondering to check if it's safe to travel during the night. The next question phrase is, I was checking to find out. Again, a very nice one. Here you are making use of ing with the verb, I was checking to find out. Very polite phrase to avoid hesitation. I was checking to find out when is the Advanced English Communication course starting on Let's Talk. There are a lot of people call our counselors, especially they see the link of the courses that are run by Hridhaan in the description below of the video. And they call the counselors, they talk to the counselors. They don't know how to speak English. They don't know how to speak confidently because they want to put the best first impression, because counselors judge them, help them understand what is their level of English and what they should choose. So they hesitate quite a lot. If you are going to call one of our counselors, you can make use of this phrase and you can say, I was checking to find out what are the dates of Hridhaan's next batch on the course. So, a very interesting phrase that you can make use of when asking questions. Next phrase that you can use to ask question without hesitation is, would you happen to know? A very nice phrase, and most importantly, very nice vocabulary and grammar used in this phrase as well, such as would. And it's very polite as well. Let's see how we can use it. Would you happen to know where could I possibly find an ATM near here? You're new in the city and you're making use of very nice sentence. Would you happen to know? Very nice phrase. Have you got an idea of? Very nice sentence, especially because let me tell you why it is nice. Because it has the perfect tense embedded in it, present perfect. Have is considered as has or have. They're considered as present perfect. They're a part of complex sentence cluster in English language. If you make use of them according to Common European Framework, you're speaking advanced English. Let's see how we can use it in a sentence. Have you got an idea of what you're doing next weekend? You want to go out with your friends, or you want to go out with a new person that you've just started dating. You want to check on the person's availability. So you're politely checking. Have you got an idea of, just to initiate the conversation? The next is, have you got an idea of what needs to be done when your smartphone hangs quite often? I actually intentionally put the sentence down in this because when I was preparing the lesson, my phone was in fact hanging. So I was like, why exactly it is happening? So I thought, why not put it in the form of a question? So have you got an idea of why the smartphone hangs, especially in certain situations? Next question phrase is, might I know? It is one of my favorite phrases, and let me tell you why. Might is the most polite word in English language. You must say, but Hridhaan, our teachers have taught us may is the most polite word. Or you can as well say, please is the most polite word. But especially when you ask questions, might is politer than may. So if you say, may I have a glass of water? Politer version of this particular question would be, might I have a glass of water? So the most polite way of asking a question is, might I know? So depending on the situation, you can make use of this phrase. For example, might I check what time does the museum open? Very polite way of asking this question, asking about the time of the museum. Next phrase is, I've got a burning query. Burning here actually means when something burns, what happens? You're impatient, right? So for example, if something burns a part of your body, there's a lot of palpitation, there's a lot of impatience. You want it to recover soon. Similarly, when you have burning query, that means you have a question that you want an answer of immediately. So in that case, you can say, I have got a burning query. For example, I have got a burning query. How long do I need to work out to lose 5 kgs in a week? A lot of times, when people go to the gym, they want to lose the weight like right on the first day of the gym, right? They have a burning query. They want to ask their personal trainer, hi, how long is it going to take? Please tell me, there's a wedding approaching. I really want to lose the weight. So that's when they ask this question. Next example is very interesting. I've got a burning query. How did you manage to buy this expensive car? So probably let's say you've got a Mr. Sharma or a Mr. Gupta in your building. You know that he doesn't make a lot of money, but he just bought a very expensive car. You cannot just directly go to the person and ask him, how did you buy this expensive car? It is slightly rude, isn't it? So you're basically approaching the person in a little more politer manner and you're asking, I have got a burning query, Mr. Sharma or Mr. Gupta. How did you manage to buy this expensive car? Let's move to the next phrase that we have, which is, I don't deem to interrogate, but. Now, there are two words that we need to understand the meaning of here. First of all, deem. Deem here basically means think. Interrogate means asking questions. So basically, you're saying, hi, I don't want to sound rude by asking you this question, but I'm still going to ask you. So basically, you're negating the rude part of the question in a sensitive situation by using this phrase, advanced English phrase. You can say, I don't deem to interrogate, that it is not my intention to cross question, but I still want to ask. For example, I don't deem to interrogate, but how long will it take to complete your home interiors? Possibly from the floor up above, there's a lot of sound, noise that's coming because of the interiors that are going on. So as a polite neighbor, you go to, let's say, XYZ, the name of your neighbor, and you're asking this polite question. Hi, I don't want to sound rude. I don't deem to interrogate, but how long will it take? Because my child is studying and there's a lot of noise that's coming. I wish to put a question across. Very nice way, very polite way, making use of the phrase I wish, that I have the intention to put a question across. Don't you think it's very polite rather than saying, hi, want to ask a question, which is so direct and abrupt? For example, if you don't mind, I wish to put a question across about the cost of your laptop. So basically, you think that the laptop is stupendously good and you want to ask the cost of it because you also want to buy it. So you're saying, I wish to put a question across. Next one is, pardon me, cross-examining. It is an extremely polite way of asking question and avoiding hesitation. Pardon me basically means, I would like to apologize. That's number one. Cross-examining basically means that somebody is asking you questions, but you are asking me rhetorical questions, cross-examining things with them. So that basically is, pardon me, cross-examining. For example, pardon me, cross-examining, but weren't you there when the accident took place? Next example, very interesting. Pardon me, cross-examining, but didn't you tell me that you were 26 years old last month? You're saying to your friend, hi, didn't you just tell me that you were 26 and now you're saying you're 25? What is wrong with you? So like that, pardon me, cross-examining. The next phrase is, don't suppose you'd know, but. So you're already thinking, don't suppose here means that I'm not sure if you know about this, but I still want to ask. Another way to politely making sure that you avoid hesitation and you ask a question creatively. For example, don't suppose you would know, but is Neha invited to Jyoti's house party? Neha is somebody that you have very good relations with, or let's say not good relations with. So you're checking, hi, Sasha, don't suppose you'd know, but is Neha invited to Jyoti's party? Like that. This was all about all the phrases that you can use to creatively put forth a question when you're asking anything, especially to avoid hesitation. Please make sure that you make use of it, because next time you're going to sound creative. People are going to learn English from you and from your creativity. Take care. God bless. I'll see you in the next lesson.